Throughout my entire life, I have always been a competitor. Whether it was competing in sports in elementary school or being the fastest kid on my block, I always was trying to compete. Skipping forward to adult life, being 27 and now in finance, I am also very competitive at that. Anything with a leaderboard, I wanted to be on it and I wanted to be at the top, or as close as I could. Whenever I ask people why they enjoy playing video games, it's usually because they say something like, I like to have fun when I'm done with work. I like to escape reality for a few hours during the week, which is definitely a sentiment that almost every other gamer shares. I would include myself in that group of people, but I feel like there is a subcategory for the people who are mostly labeled as the tryhard or the sweaty players of any given game. But first, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. When I was entering high school, I was not allowed to play many of the sports that I was interested in, so I was trying to find a way to be able to compete. I wasn't a very good student, but I loved competing for medals, cash prizes, you name it. Anything I could compete for, I was trying. Around that time, I had just gotten my Xbox One, which I still have to this day. I had grown up watching video game tournaments online, particularly Halo.
Kill for kill. It looks like CLG is playing passive. They had the weapons, they had the power-ups, and look at this. Snakebite running away, eventually taken down. Sniped down in the EG squad, smell blood as they have 49 kills.
And Frosty's gonna get killed as well by Snipe Down. Here's the new combo, and look at what it means to Evil Geniuses. Your X Games gold medalists just erupt in the booth.
I was always amazed at how some of these players were able to spend hours a day learning how to be the best they could be at the competitive level. And I didn't just admire the dedication to the craft, I wanted to be a competitive gamer. Now I don't know this for sure, but I probably had a little bit of a different motivation for why I wanted to compete. It wasn't because I wanted to become super famous or an esports creator. I didn't want to get any clout, as the kids would say. I genuinely just wanted to get better at something and progress in an area without any limitations. My parents didn't want me to play football, which is what I really wanted to play throughout high school, but I knew that I was semi-decent at video games. I got really competitive into the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic ranked PvP, which is technically where I got my first taste of competitive action on my own. But when I couldn't find anyone to play with regularly and group up, my attention focused to a different game, one that had captured my attention since I was a young child. Introducing Halo, but more importantly, Halo 5 Guardians.
Double kill, maybe a trip, gets the triple kill, brilliant plays out of him here in the winter bracket finals.
For some of the Halo community that might be watching, I am going to say something that's a little bit controversial. Halo 5 was my favorite Halo game ever made. The only other game that came that close or got me that excited about Halo was Halo Reach. I grew up watching esports teams like Evil Geniuses and CLG. I remember the regionals for Halo kicking off, and that's when I decided that I was going to try to make it in the amateur Halo scene. I had met a buddy on Xbox, and we decided that we were going to start running duos teams and try to compete for some duos tournament cash prizes. We ended up going against some players like Rami and Frosty. Now do not get this twisted, guys. I wasn't that good. I'm sure you can see that in the background gameplay. Even now, at 27 years old, I'm still not that good. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to even upload gameplay, but you know, whatever, what are you gonna do? I don't think I was ever above average during my time playing Halo, but to be honest, I didn't really care. I didn't care that I wasn't the best. What I cared about more was that I was consistently improving at the game and constantly challenging myself to become a better player. Whether that was surviving longer, getting more kills, or having great communication. I used to rewatch sections of the esports broadcast where they would tune into the players live communicating with each other, and I would try to learn from their lingo so I could become a much better communicator in my own games.
Right fan. No, I'm not.
Just put shots and run.
Red fan.
Go turn one. We need to get to him.
Both think.
Don't touch it.
Just one rifle. 2 more outside. Last 2 outside.
Last two.
How do we take? How do we now?
Good job, Roy. Nice.
Let's go.
Competing in online tournaments for Halo really did springboard me into how I enjoy video games today in 2024. I'm sure a majority of gamers do not enjoy the sweaty players that they run into in their games, whether that's in Fortnite, Apex Legends, or Overwatch. The competitive players tend to get a bad reputation, though they are definitely partially to blame for some of it because of how toxic they can be. Even I used to get toxic as a teenager.
I'm gonna mute myself so that we can talk shit while this game is happening.
Can we get another healer instead of a... Oh wait, never mind. I'm stupid.
Yeah, you are. Can we...
See? Exactly like that.
Can we have some range? Guys?
Guys, we need someone to deplete their shields.
So I by no means am saying that competitive players are some white knight persecuted group. That is not the case. For the last 10 years, if I was interested in any game, I would first have to see if there would be a ranked mode or competitive mode of any kind, either available at launch or coming a few months after release. My plan was simple: pick up a new game, learn the basics, find a role I like, and then dedicate 5+ hours a day learning how to get better and eventually join the competitive playlists. You might be asking yourself, why on earth would I do this to myself in every single game that I play? That's crazy. And the answer is simple. Well, at least to me. My version of relaxing after a hard day at work is getting home and practicing on whatever game I'm playing at the time to become a better competitor in that ranked mode. Now this makes it sound like I do nothing but play video games when I get home from work, but that isn't true. My wife would definitely not stand for that. But like in any healthy relationship, we have our alone time, and most of my alone time is spent on competitive video games. That is my relaxation. That is what calms me down after a stressful day at the office. I put on some smooth jazz music and I get to practicing my hip fire in Apex Legends. Ah, dang, I clearly need a lot more practice at this. Now that I'm married and have a career, I'm definitely not gaming 5+ hours a day, but I'm competing in every other area of life. I'm an amateur competitive bodybuilder, there's a leaderboard at my job, so I'm always trying to get better at whatever I'm working on, and I think that's a key to understanding me as a whole. I have to always be competitive. Everything is a competition to me, not in one of those stupid toxic ways, but in a, I want to put my best foot forward in every area of life. No half measures, not in business, not in my personal life, and not in video games. I like to think of myself as a casual sweat. I'll never be as good as Imperial Hal or Lulu Lovely in Apex, and I'll never be as good as Royberg or Lunchbox in Halo. But I can be a better me than I was yesterday, in real life and when I pick up a video game. And knowing that I'm constantly striving to be better in everything that I do, well, that's a true addiction. And I think overall, it's a pretty good addiction to have. Competitive games gave me my way to express the drive for success in ways that I couldn't as a teenager, and that has carried into my adult life. And to be honest, I can attribute some of my success in real life to the hours I would spend in my room late at night watching players like Frosty from Halo, teaching myself not to quit when I hit a wall, and push myself past my limits. Playing video games competitively is definitely just one of the many hobbies that I have, so I'm not spending, like I said earlier, 5+ hours a day playing, but the times I do get to play video games, I love just sweating it out. I love winning fights in Apex when we're challenging people who are ranks above us. I like winning 1v1s and knowing that the hard work that I put in is paying off with practice. This is something that I try to do in every area of my life. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes better. And that's why I can never just casually play games for the usual fun. Fun for me is competing. Fun for me is quote-unquote sweating. While I'm not screaming at my teammates anymore like I would as a teenager, I am definitely still able to get the competitive edge in comms when I'm playing with a group of people. Some might be saying I'm too old to be competing in something like a video game, and you might be right, but like I said, it's a hobby. I have many of them, but this is one that I really enjoy, climbing the ranks. Not for any accolade or praise, not to get millions of views on YouTube. I just do it because I love to compete. There's something so fun about it. I can't really explain it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Are you someone that loves to PvP or play competitively, or are you more of a casual player for whatever game you're playing? There's not a wrong answer here. I am genuinely curious. My name is Noble, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah!
ABB.
You could be UTG, baby!
See, this is what I was saying. When